Sometimes I'm asked about the best business to start. What's the best business? What's the best industry? What's the best location geographically? And what I've discovered is there are some things that define the best business to be in. But what defines the best business is more about the way you think than the business industry or the product or service. You see, you can take any product or service and you can make it successful by approaching it the right way, by thinking about what you do the right way. But there are factors that you can introduce to your business that will make it very difficult to succeed. So I want to go through 3 of those factors now that I've learned that will make your business the worst business to be in. And you should never start a business if this is where you're going to stay. Now, the good news is, if you're already in business, you can look at these factors, you can understand them, and you can say, well, I'm going to make some changes to my business based on these factors. The first factor is never start a business that you are unwilling to make unconventional. When I first got into luxury about 20 years ago or so, one of the criticisms I received was my recognizing businesses that were not traditionally luxury. I can recall being in Singapore giving a seminar, and in the room were large luxury brands as well as businesses that were seeking to move into luxury in bigger ways. There was a private aircraft agency. There was a cell phone company that was building a platform that was going to be more of a luxury offering. There was a spa company that was looking to roll out a high-end spa around the world. Now, many of these businesses would not be considered by conventional standards luxury. But the point I made in my examples during the seminar and in recognizing these companies was that the client sees it as luxury. If the client sees the product as elevating their life, making their life better, transporting them to a place that's very different, making them feel good about being alive, giving them something that's rare, significant, it's luxury. And so I began using the term luxury entrepreneur, which wasn't used then, used rarely now, but it defined a different kind of entrepreneur and a different kind of luxury. Many of the larger brands saw that as an oxymoron. How could you be in luxury and an entrepreneur? And that's because they only recognized the traditional brands, the rarefied brands that had existed for 100 years or more. Well, today we know that there are many, many more brands. Some in the luxury business feel there are too many brands, but luxury has evolved. Now, I don't believe luxury has significantly changed in that the client still wants the same thing, wants to be recognized in a certain way, wants to have high standards, a high quality product, wants something exceptional, wants something distinctive, wants something that few people have, something that not everyone can afford. And so luxury is now on those terms. And of course, we have many luxury entrepreneurs, many who are in my various programs. But another example of a business that should be changing is the dry cleaning business. I was reading about how the dry cleaning industry is really suffering because there are so many folks who are not going into work, they're not wearing dress-up clothing, they're not wearing the kinds of things that have to be dry cleaned all the time. Well, if I ran a dry cleaner, it would be the most happening place in town because this is a business that must be unconventional. The first thing I would do is aim for a higher level of clientele. The second thing I would do would be to market in a very different way, which brings me to the second kind of business you don't want to be in. The second kind of business you don't want to be in is one where you are unwilling to market vigorously. Anyone can market today. Just like I'm posting this on social media and sharing these ideas with you, you can do the same thing, and you can compete with those in your industry, those larger brands. But marketing doesn't just include social media, it includes many other things. And I can recall that when I first started my business, one of my businesses, I would spend the entire weekend stuffing envelopes, sending out 5,000 letters and brochures to prospects, because I was marketing back then primarily using direct marketing, which I still do, and you can do. Many people think that that's not something you can do, but trust me, that works. In fact, you want to surround your client with marketing. So if you are not willing to market vigorously, that is a business that you should not be in. And as you understand what business is all about, you realize that marketing is the dominant thing you should be doing because without marketing, no one will know who your business is, and they won't be able to take advantage of the great things you have to offer. Now that brings me to the third thing that you do not want to be the dominant factor in your business. You do not want to be in a business where this is dominant. And that is a business where you feel overwhelmed by rejection. And you don't want to be in a business like that because rejection is the nature of being in business. You will be rejected continually. You will have folks who will not respond to your marketing. They will not open your mail, email, or a hard copy mail. They will not respond to your phone calls. They will not follow up with you. They will not care how nice you are to them. They will report you as being abuse or any number of things. They'll unsubscribe. Well, that is just the nature of being in business. And so if you are overwhelmed by that, upset by that, frustrated by that, put off by that, you do not want to be in a business where you feel that way. Now, as I pointed out, these three things are not so much characteristics of the business, but they're characteristics of the way you look at the business and the way you approach what you do. When you understand that you don't want to be in a business that you do not approach the right way, that you do not understand the right way, that you are not mature enough to succeed in, well, business can be really difficult then. So what are those three things? Number one, a business where you are not willing to approach it unconventionally. I've always been willing to approach a business unconventionally. I would jump in the car with my son, we'd drive to a neighborhood, we just look around to see what kind of businesses are there. What are they doing? How are they doing it? What can we learn from businesses? If you're in retail, you can learn from other retailers. You can also learn from businesses in any category. And I still do that today. I will pick a neighborhood and I'll have someone who works with me meet me in that neighborhood, and we will walk the neighborhood, get to know the people in the area, look at what they're doing, understand the market, and that will invigorate us and help us understand new approaches that we can apply to my business, Taylor Insight. It also will do the second thing, which is it'll help us market vigorously. And because so much of what we do is business to business, being in that mode is very effective because you get in, you get to see people one-on-one, you get to understand their business, and lo and behold, there might be ways that you can do business together. The third thing is making sure that you are not overwhelmed by rejection. You spend a lot of money on a campaign, you do lots of things, and it doesn't work. Well, it might not work today, but you might still have an impact on those prospects. And in fact, sometimes it is working, you just don't know it. So understand that succeeding in business requires a different understanding of what you have to do day to day to make that business really soar. Now, I want to help you become what I call the premier business. I define the premier business as the best in its category, and I have very specific criteria to help you understand how to accomplish that. Many businesses and organizations define themselves as the premier this or that. We don't know what they mean, and they don't know what they mean. But I have a program called the Premier Business Forum that will help you understand how to become the premier business in your category. If you're just starting, it will show you how to aim high, attract the highest level clients, and also apply luxury principles to your business so that you can differentiate yourself, you can be unconventional, and you can do things in a much more powerful way. Now, these are a series of lessons that you get online. There's also a monthly live gathering online, that is, with me. And the lessons cover 4 categories. One is mindset, the second is methods, the third is metrics, and the fourth is money. And through these lessons, you will learn how to become the premier business so that you are never in a business that you feel like you should not be in. So if you want to learn more about the Premier Business and Premier Business Forum, just use the link below. Click on that. You'll learn more about the program that I have to offer, and I hope that you will join me in the Premier Business Forum with my other members. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to sharing more with you next time.